Yo, my name's Juan Gonzalez, just another gym guy, and I ain't certified in a goddamn thing. But hey, I can talk about shirts, what they mean to me, and the science behind the designs. Or, well, a lot of stuff behind the designs. So I hope you stick around with me as I go over a new batch of Bicep Party shirts. They're a joke! No, I mean, yet again, literally, the shirts are jokes. Haha, alright, let's just talk about this first one, because it's near and dear to me lately. Let's rank what's calorie deficit to you on a scale of 1 to 5. So, calorie deficit, if you don't know, is when you're eating less calories than you're burning during the day. That's how you lose weight during a cut. Let me put this one on real quick. Alright, so calorie deficit, very low rating, leaves you hungry, right? I had to pick this one up. It's bittersweet because I think it's a funny design, but it sucks because it's true. I'm supposed to be in a winter cut that turned into more of a winter recomp slash maintain. You guys have probably seen it. You've been watching my channel. The cut did not go well so far, or hasn't been. I got about 2 weeks left, mostly because of calorie deficit. I started getting hungry a few weeks in, and then life hit, and I'm an emotional eater. I just try to keep my protein up and go at it. Anyways, calorie deficit, guys. If you're trying to lose weight, that's where you got to stay. Scientifically proven. Regardless of if you're doing keto, this, that, or the other thing, mostly all of those put you in some sort of calorie deficit because that's the true way to lose weight. So macro-wise, I can't just throw those out the window because I believe you should always be having enough protein so you can regrow your muscles. It's also good for other reasons, followed by carbs and fats. But when it comes to, hey, I'm going to go crazy low carb, it's like, you don't really need to do that. You need to count your macros. You need to count your calories. You need to count your macros. So if you're getting enough protein in, go crazy on carbs if you got the calories for it, if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you can take like, hey, I'm going to eat these carbs, they're going to take up my calories, I won't be able to eat again later or whatever, maybe you spaced it out correctly, then you're all good. It's all about being in a calorie deficit. I'm sure most of you have heard this. I'm just reiterating, calorie deficit. Not certified in a goddamn thing. All right, let's check out the next shirt. I love leg day. Said no, man, never. Just kidding. Some people love leg day. But if you notice, dude's doing chest day, not leg day. All right. So why did I pick up this shirt? It's another one that resonates with me, especially during my current meso, because the way that I designed my current meso was to break my legs down into one different movement per day. So I do quads one day, glutes one day, hamstrings one day, calves like 5 days out of the week. We're not counting calves. And on top of that, I'm doing cardio. Not crazy fast cardio, but more intense resistance cardio. So not HIIT, just stronger, harder cardio. So if I was on a treadmill, it would be leaning up. I usually use elliptical just with a high resistance. What I didn't foresee is that this was going to bust my legs up bad. Like, my legs are sore as shit all the time, yet I still work through it up until a point. And I have hit the point where for the last few weeks, I'm probably just going to remove the leg workouts because it's hard to even walk during the day. And it's not in a funny way. But what is funny is this dude saying I love leg day. Meanwhile, he's doing chest because that's essentially what I'm doing now is skipping the leg day and doing everything else. It's an ironic shirt. If you like it, pick it up from Bicep Party. I got a code with them, Gym Guy 10. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Go out there and do legs. Reps in reserve? Reps in reserve in this economy? Oh my gosh, I have so much to say about this one. All right, reps in reserve. Do you know what reps in reserve are? RIR. So someone says, what's your RIR on that or this week or whatever? That's your reps in reserve. That means in reserve of failure. So if 10 reps, if at the 10th rep, you're like, you can't even do the rep and you fail, then you just went 0 reps in reserve. So you're like, dude, aren't you always supposed to go till failure? Shit, man, you should need a spot or die. Nah, bro, that's not actually how it works. Because you gotta think about it. As you lift, there's diminishing returns. And by diminishing returns, I mean you're putting in so much energy per rep. Let's just say each rep is building up to a good point that's gonna be building muscle, right? You're tiring them out, you're going, you're pushing, you're getting in those reps that are gonna really get you there so that you can do all your recovery stuff and build some good muscle. By the time you're hitting very close to your 0 RIR, so it's a failure, you're pushing so hard that you're just letting out so much energy and you're not getting back as much of a change to where your muscle growth is going to go. So now you've used that energy. So your next or remainder of your workout, you have less energy and it wasn't really worth that 1 or 2 extra reps that you got for that when you could be hitting at least 2 RIR in your other workouts. So the example I'm using here is you're supposed to do flat bench and then you're supposed to do flies maybe, right? Flat bench, you go all out till like that shit's gonna fall on you and you can't do not one more rep. Then you hop onto your flies and you can't even do like the set range that you want because you just burnt out all your energy on flat. And what you burnt out on was doing a movement that was spending more energy than building muscle. Whereas in you could be getting your flies to the same thing or whatever your next movement is. So I hope that makes sense. In other words, you don't always want to go to failure. There's a time and a place to go to failure. But for the most part, on your average workout, you want to understand what your reps in reserve are. And if you're working a mesocycle, so like for 6 weeks, you're going to be doing the same program, changing your reps in reserve as you go along is another form of progressive overload, which will help you build muscle. So that's saying maybe the first week you do 3 reps in reserve. Second week you do 2 reps in reserve. Third week you do 1 rep in reserve. You're going to continuously grow muscle, get stronger, build stamina, be able to go longer with this. Well, that's what stamina is, but you get what I'm saying. Reps in reserve. It's for real, for real. I would definitely incorporate this in my plan, in my thinking, as I'm working out, and start to get more balanced in what you do with the amount of energy you have in the gym. Make it the most efficient you can. You know what I'm saying? All right, I've talked about this one enough. I love destroying my joints. Well, you know I got a rant on this one. I said I love destroying my joints.
I love destroying my joints. I'm an old man. I'm over 30. My joints can't take it. Nah.
Bro, it's got nothing to do with your age. It's got to do with the fact of how the hell you lift. Probably the people that you followed, those influencers, or just thinking that jumping in and lifting heavy right off the bat was going to do something better than just lifting a decent weight, a few more reps. I'm sorry, but that's the truth of it. Sorry your joints are jacked. Don't blame it on your age. Anyways. Goosh. I love destroying my joints. I'm really good at it. It's not too hard to be good at destroying joints. What destroys your joints? Lifting heavy ass motherfucking weight that you shouldn't be lifting because your body hasn't reached that point to lift it without destroying your joints. And end of session. No, that's pretty much it, guys. If you've got joint pain, if you've got that shoulder pain, you probably got to change up your form a little, drop weight, find the form that's comfortable and doesn't fuck with that joint. Do warm-ups. What kind of warm-ups do? I do the 12-8-4 warm-up. So you start out with lighter weight, you do 12 reps, you add a little bit more weight, you do 8 reps, and then either you just add more weight or you go to your working weight, you do 4 reps, you take a 2-minute break, then you start your session. That's the type of warm-up that I do. So that's one thing that's going to help with your joints. Another thing to help with your joints is not going to failure, going close to failure, but not to failure. Another thing that's going to help with your joints is figuring out what technique works for you. Going deep down into a stretch will almost always help you with your joint pain, but you almost always need to lower your weight to get used to that new form. And realize that we're all freaking built different, man. At least I hope you're not a clone of me. And if you are, we should party. Anyways, we're all built different. That's to say, like, yeah, on average, most of us probably are supposed to be doing the forms the way that we see people online doing them or whatever. But that's not true for everyone. I'm a shorter guy. Different length arms, this, that, and the other. The equipment's made for you would want to hope an average type guy. And sometimes you got to get a little janky looking to other people to get the lift the way you need it for your muscles, for your comfort, for your joints. And if you do, that's fine. Just always take it to that stretch and push. It sounds weird to say, like, you should be comfortable doing that lift. Because obviously you're doing something that's going to be uncomfortable, right? But if you're sitting there holding super lightweight, no weight, whatever, but you're in whatever position you're in, and that shit's already hurting, I mean, it ain't rocket science. You should be able to get into a mostly comfortable position that's going to work the muscle that you're going for, that allows you to get into some sort of a stretch and push off. So take everything I just said, combine it, do that for like a month or 2, and you're going to see some of that joint pain start going away. And eventually, totally gone. Also helps if you're taking collagen protein. But I can't back that 100%. But I know in my journey when I started taking collagen, I also found that there was some like less pain, better healing, which they say it does. Maybe it was placebo. So yeah, I just got real with you. No, I just want to help as many people as I can out there. Because all you see all the time are people with joint pain, busted up. It hurts from here all the way down to the damn wrist. And it doesn't really need to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So you can get big without busting your ass up is another way to put it. So yeah, these are Bicep Party shirts. Bicep Party! I got a code, GymGuy10 with them, 10% off. Hit them up, check them out. They've got a shit ton of shirts. This was just a little smattering. The fuck does that word even mean? Am I saying that? A little smattering. I'm going to use that word today on somebody. Throw them off a little bit. But yeah, so Bicep Party, hit them up. I have the link in my description or link in my bio under my beacon links. And hey guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, and whatever else. I'll see you later with your busted up ass joints.